Hello, welcome to today's video. We are on page 80 of the Keyboard Musicianship Book 1, and this is being introduced to the dotted quarter note followed by an eighth note. So the dotted quarter note, we can see it has one beat already for a regular quarter note. Adding a dot means we add an eighth note to the quarter note, which will make it 1.5 beats. And so as you can see at the very top of your page there, in the words, a dotted quarter note lasts as long as a quarter note tied to an eighth note. So if you would like to subdivide the quarter note into eighth notes, you can do it this way. First of all, clap 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And those are 4 quarter notes. Take those 4 quarter notes, now divide them into eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. And so with those 8 quarter notes, what you can do is kind of group them together as so. Okay, so here we have in the whiteboard, we have our 2 quarter notes, which we know are 1 beat each. These little things right here will represent the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and. And so what we do is, with the dotted quarter note, we take 3 eighth notes and we group them together. And that leaves us with 1 eighth note left over. And so when we clap this rhythm here, what we're going to do is, we can go ahead and start off by clapping the eighth notes, 1 and 2 and, or we can do it like this, 1, 2, and. Or, if you want to do shakes for the eighth notes, 1 and 2, and. And that is the dotted quarter note with an eighth rhythm. 1 and 2, and. Or, without the shakes, 1, 2, and. And so the way that works is you say 1, 2, and is what you clap. So you say 1, and, like that. So it helps maybe if you just shake for the eighth notes, so you can listen to those 3 eighth notes inside of one note. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. And that'll help you be able to organize the eighth notes into the quarter note. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rhythm up top, and let's clap those rhythms. Go ahead and clap them on our lap here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And of course, I did with the second approach, which is not shaking for the eighth notes, but just saying 1, 2, and 3, 4. And that's one way we can do this. For Ode to Joy, this does introduce us to the dotted quarter note with the eighth note, and you can find that at the end pretty much of most of the systems. It is played on F sharp. Let's go ahead and play and say these note names. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D, D, E, F sharp, D, E. And there's our rhythm there. So it's going to be 1, 2, and 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Moving on to the left hand, second system. E, F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D, D, E, F sharp, E, D, D. Make sure that you are playing legato for the repeated notes, and that the legatos do happen for 4 measures. They are also called 4-bar phrases. To make it all legato per phrase, if you would like to put slashes, please do so. Let's take a look now at the third system. Here we go. For Ode to Joy, we're starting with figure number 2 on E. E, E, F sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, F sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, F sharp, E, D, A, A. And then, of course, you share the legato going to the A with the crescendo. And then the last system has both hands playing in unison. F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D, G, E, F sharp, E, D, G. Let's go ahead and listen to this again from the very beginning, starting at forte. Excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4. It introduces us to our first instance of transposing music to different keys. There are two ways that we can approach the transposition of music, and let's go ahead and talk about that first way. The first way is you need to know your hand positions or your tetrachords, your pentascales. So we know that the current key is D major because of those two, the C sharp and the F sharp. If we take the last sharp and move up a half step, it says it is in D major. And so we need to know our hand positions or our hand sets for D position, which is these 5 keys here. Okay, so that's what we need to know. The keys that it says to transpose to are C major and E major. So let's take a look what our hand positions are for C major. C major, we know it's C, D, E, F, G. And then E major, place our thumb there, or we could place our small finger here. And it's going to be E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B. These are our hand positions for those 2 keys, C and E major. So know these well. Next, you now need to know what the scale degrees of our music is. So the first note we see is F sharp. In the key of D major, we know that F sharp is going to be scale degree number 3. So we take all the scale degrees, kind of review them. If you'd like to review them one at a time, go ahead and do so. G, after 2 F sharps, would be scale degree number 4, etc. And so you just need to really kind of know the scale degrees of this piece. It's not too hard to figure out because this piece moves in scale-like motion. And so what you have to do is transfer those scale degrees to your new hand position. So in C position, scale degree number 3 is E. Let's go ahead and try to play Ode to Joy in C major. Play it by ear because of how it sounds and because of how familiar this piece is. Now, let's go ahead and try it in E major. This is our hand position, and the 3rd scale degree of E major is G sharp. And so you just play all those notes, one scale degree at a time, trying to follow along with what the original says. And so that's just our short little introduction to playing in different keys or transposition. We'll work more with that a little bit later. And this is your first video for the Ode to Joy. We will see you next week.